I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that have happened that I have spoken about in a prophetic way and pretty much just an observant way of politics with Obama and America and the race relations over the past 5 years. And I want to preface my statements by asking you to forgive me in advance if somehow or another the things I'm about to say seem to be ultra self-serving, haughty, without humility, boasting, or bragging. That is not my intent. My friends, it just isn't my intent at all. I'll tell you what my intent is. My intent is to try to discover why is it that we have been so right about so many things, yet in this politically correct environment, racially charged nation, that I have been blacklisted and completely ignored. And then above that, and ultimate, is that I would like to at least engage people to think a little bit about if I have been right. Would it not be expedient to accept or at least entertain the counsel that God has given unto me, that we might be able to defeat the enemy that others who I believe would like to defeat, as we have both identified the enemy state of Obama and the threats that are against us as a nation. So let's get started. Number one, that I was right in 2008 before Obama was elected. I was dead right on his status of evil. I spoke of Obama, remember, as a long-legged Mac Daddy in February, if I'm not mistaken, of 2008. I called him the son of Satan as God gave me the utterance. Now, let me take just a moment now to appeal to you after 5 years of having made those references. I want to tell you that Almighty God gave me those statements. Those statements were not the conjuring of my imagination, theological skills, or anything else that might be inherently mine. I spoke those words about Obama being the long-legged Mac Daddy, a pimp, and the son of Satan, and the things said about his mother and his father as God gave me utterance. They were not my term. Now, I know that is difficult for a large number of people to believe. But as I stand before God, I can do no other but tell you that he spoke those things to me and I was simply a messenger and a deliverer. You may want to argue that God doesn't talk like that. Well, then you can go ahead and argue with what God says and what God doesn't say. But I was right about Obama. And God was right when he called him the son of Satan. God was right when he called him a Mac Daddy. God was right. And we can see now, 5 years after the fact, that at the very least, the terms were terms of absolute identity about who he is as a person. The other thing, and there's a lot of things that water under the bridge from 2009, 2010, and we have stated several things regarding that as well. But in 2011, I began to point up that Fox News was not your friend, that Fox News was not a conservative venue, that Fox News had sold out Roger Ailes, Rupert Murdoch, Bill O'Reilly, Sean Hannity. All that crowd had sold out. And that they were just as much supporters of Obama as was the liberal left-wing media that I've all now lumped together and called them the dung-head media. I was right about Fox News. In fact, I led a boycott in the early days of 2011. I launched a boycott against Bill O'Reilly and against Rush Limbaugh. And of course, you continued to watch Fox News because you thought I was off-center, that I was wrong, or you were willing to wink, and I don't mean to say you in such a way, in a condescending or condemning way. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm simply trying to make my argument work here. But many continued to watch Fox News and gave them a little bit of a break. So, okay, they may have done this wrong or that wrong, or so they got Islamic money flowing into them, but Muslims aren't telling them what to do. So you continue to watch. I was right about Bill O'Reilly in protecting Obama. And Bill O'Reilly was the one who finally put the birth certificate issue to rest. When Bill O'Reilly came out, assisted by his sidekick, Glenn Beck, and they both stood in unison as Fox News newscasters stated that the birth certificate was authentic, that Obama was an American born, and there was no more argument to be made. At that point, it took the wind out of the sails of the so-called birthers at that time. And I then said we were going to hold the trial to put Bill O'Reilly on trial for having lied. He hadn't seen anything. He said he saw the birth certificate. And Glenn Beck, who has a very large following in the conservative movement, also stated that that birthers were idiots, whack jobs, losers, racists, and the like. At that point, Bill O'Reilly and Glenn Beck effectively denied access of more talk about the birth certificate. But I was right, and Bill O'Reilly was wrong. Now, you have now come to terms, and you now see 3, 4, and 5 years out, you see, after the fact rather, you see that I was right about these things. Now, again, I'm not here boasting of anything. I'm not here condemning anybody. I'm simply pointing out these things I said that were so controversial that I was right. Finally, I was right that there was no way Mitt Romney, under any circumstance, was ever going to beat the alleged first black president. It wasn't going to happen. And more importantly, Mitt Romney did not deserve to be president because he had access to the information about Obama's ineligibility, about Obama's not going to Columbia University. He had access to all that information, but chose to keep that secret, not to make it a part of the campaign about the ethics of Obama or about the Obama's his association with Bill Ayers, Bernardine Dohrn, and all of what happened with the Weather Underground, the law firm out in Chicago, Obama not having a law license. He chose to not make that a part of the campaign of the ethics and the credibility of Obama because he felt that, well, it would stir up racial strife in America. And so he decided that he would allow all of that to go unchallenged. Well, there's no way he deserved to be president when Obama pulled up everything that they thought he did in terms of destroying companies with his investment firms, of taking jobs away from people and moving them overseas. Obama brought up everything, even the event of his having being a friend of a friend in that famous, very ritzy school he went to up there in Michigan, where somebody was called gay. Obama brought all that up. So my thinking was this: why would I want him to be president, Mitt Romney to be president, if he doesn't have the courage to stand up and speak to the American people the truth and let the chips fall where they may? If he'd hide things such as that, which was a whole lot of things that he hid, what else will he hide if he's president? So, but beyond that, there was no way Romney was ever going to be elected. And all the people on the left, on the right rather, Dick Morris, were all saying, Karl Rove, Fox News, all were saying that Romney was going to win in a landslide. It was blind foolishness, is what it was. There's blind foolishness. I was right. I was right that Obama was going to win. So here, and I haven't said that. I don't want to, because I go on and on. You're going to turn me off and say, well, okay, all right. The thing I want to know is this, is why is it that I was ignored when I was right? Why do you ignore a man when he's right? It'd be one thing if I was wrong. Why was it that I was ignored? Was it because I spoke out against the conservatives, the right-wingers, favorite people, Bill O'Reilly, Glenn Beck, Sarah Palin, Fox News, Mitt Romney? But I didn't speak out against them anything that was a lie. Is it because I did not say, okay, I know these people are wrong, but I'll swallow that no matter what, and just so I can beat Obama? It doesn't matter. Kind of like the church mother that said to me, and I said I was going to put her to rest, but I guess she's been resuscitated or resurrected. If it were I to say, all right, I know that these things about Mitt Romney, that he's not forthcoming, that he's hiding stuff, and that he's not really being the best candidate. I know that Bill O'Reilly is a sellout. I know that Fox News is a sellout. But if they can help somehow or another beat Obama, I don't care about the evil that they're doing. Well, that's the same thing the church mother said to me when I said that Obama was he was for infanticide, he was a baby killer, he was the abortionist par excellence. She said, I don't care, he's black, and we got to beat the white people. Paraphrasing. So is that why I was ignored? Because conservatives and right wingers were saying we don't care what Mitt Romney, we don't care if he's a Mormon, we don't care what he's done, as long as he can beat Obama. We don't care. But that's the same thing that black people said. We don't care if Obama was in Jeremiah Wright's church. We don't care if he's a Muslim. We don't care if he's a communist. We don't care if he's a Marxist. We don't care as long as he can beat the white man. Well, what does that get us? So essentially what it says is that the right, conservatives, are no better or no different than the liberals and the Democrats. When they they don't care how dirty you are, long as you can beat the other guy. Well, I can't live like that. I can't live like that. But essentially that's what it is. Conservatives don't care how bad Bill O'Reilly is. They don't care how bad Fox News is. They don't care. They don't care what Bill O'Reilly said about Bertha. They don't care. They don't care about Mitt Romney, how bad he is, a Mormon, a non-believer, a blasphemer against Jesus. They don't care. They don't care. All they want is to beat Obama, but that's not justice, and it doesn't get us anywhere. So I was ignored. But now I'm blacklisted, and I can understand. I can understand, for instance, that you would not want to entertain anything that I do publicly because blacks, liberals, Democrats, and haters can say, well, conservatives and right-wingers got that Manning got there. He uses the N-word. He talks about black people. He talks about Obama, talks about Obama's mama. So I can understand that would not be good for you in a public way. I can understand that. Because it really would bring a lot. I'm a lightning rod. I'll draw a lot of heat. And the other thing is I'm not going to shut up, and nobody can make me shut up. I'm just going to keep on speaking the truth because that's what everybody ought to be doing. But to blacklist me is beyond the pale. It's not called for. I mean, it isn't called for. So I've been outed by black folk, Democrats, liberals, white folk, Republicans, and conservatives. The only person that still holds my hand is Jesus. And maybe that's all I need. We want to encourage you to follow us at Dr. James D. Manning. And so we're big on that. So if you're not following us, then what's wrong? Follow us at Dr. James D. Manning, all right? That way you'll get everything that we do. You'll get an opportunity to know everything that we know, and you'll be able to interact with everything we interact with. And I'm a busy fella and a whole lot of things going on. So follow us at Dr. James D. Manning. And we're also saying to everyone, watch the Pulpit of Power. Watch me preach every Saturday. We worship on Saturday. And our 11 o'clock worship is live streamed to the world. Anybody on the planet can go to our website and log on. Even Kim Jong-un can watch our live worship on Saturdays at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're encouraging people to do that. If you're not doing it, you ought to do it. And, I'm convinced that you're going to be blessed if you do. I am absolutely positive, without a doubt, stomp down, boom, shakalaka convinced that if you watch our 11 a.m. Live streaming broadcast, your life is going to change markedly for the best, and you're going to be so glad that you did. I really, really, really mean that. It's just a wonderful experience and a great way to spend Saturday morning, and then after that you'll go out, go shopping, go out and go snorkeling, or sailing, or golfing, or race car driving, or Ferris wheel riding, whatever it is that you do. But start your mornings and your weekends with worship live stream from the Atla World Missionary Church at our website at atla.org, and Atla is spelled A-T-L-A-H.
All true, all the time, the Manning Report is sure to blow your mind. Just let me hear